Let's go. You lead the way. Where are we headed? Towards a net zero future, of course. Cleaner water, more electricity, a sustainable society. That's the destination we've set ourselves. This we know. Yes, we know exactly where we're going, but we need to get there quicker. So, let's build on the progress we've already made by working and walking together. With the right partners, tools and ideas, we'll become an unstoppable force. This we know. Right now, there are businesses who are putting technology and sustainability at the heart of everything they do. Brave leaders turning maybes into realities and building something better for everyone. Now is the time to look to the future and reinvent ourselves today, empowering others to do the same tomorrow. Yes, we know what the future holds, and we know how to get there. So, let's take charge of the journey today.
Welcome to our school board meeting.
Namaskar.
Hello.
Hi.
Spiffio, access in any language.
Hello and welcome everyone. We are PCMC English Medium School Bopkhel. We are going to present a panel discussion on our expertise parents as partners under community collaboration. Since inception, our school has believed in the core principle of parents as partners, and we have a number of initiatives at the school while collaborating with the parents, and we will present a few practices today, the challenges that we have faced, the impact that it has created in our panel discussion. And before I move to the panel discussion, I have a few instructions. So do follow hashtag World Edu Week for any updates on the World Education Week, to know more about our school or any other details of the week. And also there's a chat box available. If you have any questions for us, do use the chat box, and we will definitely try and take these questions towards the end of our discussion. My name is Sushma Pathare. I have been working at the school as a school leader for more than 4 years now, and I'm the moderator for today's session. And I will move on to introducing our speakers for today. Our first speaker for today is Priyanka Netke. She works as a teacher leader at the school and is supporting the teachers at school. She has been working with the school for more than 4 years now. So welcome Priyanka Didi to the panel. And the first question that we have for you today is, could you tell us a little more about the expertise of the school?
Yeah, hello everyone, and thank you, Sushma Didi, for the question. Our expertise as a school has always been strong collaboration with the community, with the motive of bringing change in the society, considering and identifying parents as our co-partners, co-educators, multipliers, and change makers. It has helped us as a school to involve and engage parents in different decision making, in leveraging their strengths at different platforms. This has helped parents to build their own confidence. I would also like to talk about few of the initiatives that we created at school to leverage these strengths of parents, and first of all to collaborate with them with a strong bonding, with a positive relationship. One of the practice called as the home visit, which we adapted from our organization, it has helped us to come more closer to parents and to the community. Home visit is a practice where different stakeholders from the school, they visit home of our children in the community, not only to collect any kind of data, but to understand the environment, to understand the background of our parents, of our children, where they are growing up, what is the environment, what are the struggles that parents are facing, and how we as a school can help parents to solve these problems. This practice, it helped to form a baseline of collaborating with parents more effectively and more efficiently. While talking about parents, I would also like to tell about how did we help them to leverage their strengths or create opportunities. It is by taking sessions on different topics, be it financial literacy or digital literacy. It is about knowing parenting skills, social emotional skills. This all helped parents to believe in themselves. It helped them to boost their own self confidence and believe that it's not only that they can help in the learning of a child, but they can make change in the society for betterment. While including these practices, while developing these practices and implementing at school, there are a few of the components that we have always considered right from the beginning, one of which is inclusiveness. Inclusiveness is something that helped all stakeholders to believe that they are working and they are on the same page. There is no biasness. And one of the practice I would like to give here as an example is the play cluster. We saw that parents started taking ownership in conducting these play cluster in the community. Play cluster is a practice where different children, not only from our school but from community, they come together, they play. This inclusiveness helped the joy factor of the people in the community, and it gave a trust to them that they can come closer to the school, that the school is there to help them at any point of time. The second one is creating equitable opportunities for parents. There are different committees which are formed at our school, one of which is SMC. SMC is School Management Committee. Here, a group of parents, they come together to solve different problems the school might be facing, the parents might be facing. They play a very important role as a bridge to connect parents, to connect the school with parents as well as the community. Also, this collaboration helped all the stakeholders to collaborate with different community helpers or the community partners, like the corporator, the doctors. This helped all the team members to work more efficiently. And the last component was having an integrated approach. we have been very mindful of always considering integrated approach in our learning system, so that parents can help child to learn more easily, and we could actually involve them in different programs which were created to close the learning gap. While creating different opportunities to collaborate amongst ourselves or with the other community helpers, the baseline I would like to say is it's the teamwork, bonding, belief, transparency, the goal setting, and the concrete steps that we have taken. It has helped us to evolve as a team and to collaborate more effectively and efficiently.
Thanks for sharing, Priyanka Didi. You mentioned that you leveraged the strengths of parents and then collaborated with them. So, what made the school believe in the strength of collaboration? Could you tell us more about that?
Sure, Didi. Yeah. We believe that all stakeholders they play a very important role in the holistic development of a child. That's why different opportunities created for all stakeholders to collaborate amongst themselves, be it a teachers collaborating with different teachers by observing their classes to brush up their own approaches and teaching style, be it the school collaborating with different committees so that we can bring in different initiatives and innovation and change in the community. Or also be it a collaboration between teacher and parents. Now, knowing the fact that our parents they come from low income community, it was all the more important to build the basic importance of the education, continuity in education, and why education is important for child, how it can change the life of a child. So first of all, bringing this awareness, and all stakeholders coming together to build this awareness, it helped us to connect with the parents and to make them understand not only the importance of education, but bringing it to a point that they can actually participate in the learning of a child. And this has been backed by research as well, that when a parent gets involved in the learning process of a child, the learning becomes more easy for a child and there is better retention. With this, I can also say that different platforms which are created at our school for parents to collaborate with teachers to understand different approaches like the parent classes, parent meetings, the parent conversations. This all has been benefited with their presence. And again, one of the important factor that we have always considered is uniformity, so that all stakeholders they are all on the same page, because when we collaborate, work together as a team, it is very important that the goal is set, the steps are concrete, and all stakeholders they know how and why they are taking the actions. One example I would like to share here is C learning, that is socio emotional and ethical learning practice. This was introduced in our school right before pandemic, and we saw the impact of it because the practices were same and introduced to all parent teachers as well as children in the distressful time of pandemic. They believed and they have actually implemented these practices. This has helped people to manage themselves, to help their child in this distressful, and this is what has helped us to believe in the strength of collaboration. Collaboration is not a practice that can be evolved in just 1 or 2 years. When we look back at our 5 to 6 years journey, it has made us believe, because the collaboration is an integral part of our school. It has made us believe, looking at the impact, looking at the change, looking at how today parents they want to take ownership, the decreased number of dropout, and the measurement that we have taken of the impact and the change that we see in the society, make us believe in the strength of collaboration. Yeah.
Definitely, and the impact would have made your belief much more stronger that yes, collaboration is something that is going to benefit the holistic development of our children. Definitely. Thank you for sharing that. With that, we move to our speaker two for today. Our speaker two for today is Nikhil Egbote. He had worked with the school for last 5 years as a social worker, and he has been an important link between the parents and the school. So, welcome to the panel, Nikhil Bhaiya. what we would like to know from you is like how identifying strengths of different stakeholders has helped the school to reimagine structures at the school.
Yeah. Thank you, Sushma Didi, for the question. We strongly believe that each stakeholders can contribute to the holistic development of children in their own ways. We have worked closely with parents to understand their strength. This has benefited not just their children but also other children in the school. For example, some parents are good at academics. They have helped inside the classroom to work with all small groups or worked one on one with a few students. If a parents are good at co-curriculum activities, they have helped in clubs in like fireless cooking, yoga, stitching, etc. If parents are good at social relations, they have collaborated with local authorities and solved the problems like getting a new ration card done or getting space for Setu intervention classes in the community. After identifying their strength, we have also worked on the capacity building of different stakeholders so that we build a strong connection with parents, the community, so that they contribute well to the program and initiative. Once building of the stakeholders, example, parents meeting to build parenting skill, financial literacy skill, and self management skill. Parent classes to build capacity to educators, sessions with teachers and staff for meaningful home visits, session with school management committee for them to be able to guide and support parents effectively. After capacity building, we have reimagined the structures at the school to include their stakeholders in different programs and initiatives at the school. We collaborated with parents and they were a part of our intervention programs, clubs, events, diet plan supervision, midday meal kitchen visits, hygiene supervision, creating display for the schools, and spreading awareness message for students and the parents platform. We can keep regular check on with the goals and reflect on the program's mode. This can help to identify the breakdowns and pave way for problem solving. Once we identify the problems, we can work on who can solve them and how can we solve these problems. Platforms like Open Forum, taking continuous feedback have always helped us to reflect on our programs and policies and modify them as per the requirement. The kind of this kind of open culture can be built only by being approachable to all stakeholders. This way, we are able to get all hand on desk for holistic development of children and not just limit it to 25 school team members. This help us to maximize to impact. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Definitely, just identifying the strengths is always not enough, and how to again build capacity of all the stakeholders. So that is also an important step that you shared. So thank you so much for sharing. With that, we move to our third speaker for today. Our speaker three for today is Deepika Shirsagar. She is a parent at the school. Her daughter studies in grade 4 at the school. She has also been a part of the school management committee and is very closely working with the school. So, welcome to the panel, Deepika Didi. Um,
Thank you for
yeah.
the question, Didi.
Uh,
हमें
uh, yeah. What we would like to know, Deepika Didi, is how has this collaboration helped the parents and the school and students? So, how has it benefited or helped? Yeah.
ओके दीदी ओके हमें पहले तो यही नहीं पता था कि हमारे बेसिक्स नीड्स इतने ज़्यादा थे, यानी कि हम बेसिक्स नीड में इतना स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे कि हम दिन-रात पैसे के पीछे रोटी, कपड़ा, मकान ये पाने के लिए भागते थे। हमें पता ही नहीं था कि हमारे बच्चों को हमारी खुद की ज़रूरत है, हमारे खुद की टाइम की ज़रूरत है। तो पीटीएसएम के द्वारा स्कूल ने हमें ये सिखाया कि बच्चों का और पेरेंट्स का डेली रूटीन कैसा सेट होना चाहिए। आपके बच्चों को आपके टाइम की ज़रूरत है, तो हमारा डेली रूटीन सेट किया और वो हम फॉलो करने लगे। तो अब हम हमारे बच्चों को क्वालिटी टाइम दे रहे हैं और बच्चों को टाइम देना कितना ज़रूरी है, ये भी हम अभी समझने लगे हैं। दूसरा पेरेंट क्लास, हम तो इतने ज़्यादा पढ़े लिखे नहीं कि हमारे बच्चों को इंग्लिश की पढ़ाई सिखा पा सके थे। तो पीटीएम के द्वारा हमें जो बच्चों को स्कूल में सिखाते हैं, वही हम पेरेंट्स को सिखाते हैं कि आप घर पे मौजूद साहित्य से आपके बच्चों को कैसे पढ़ाएँ। इसके हमें ये बेनिफिट हो रहे हैं कि हमारा बच्चे का पढ़ाई हम ले पा रहे हैं और बच्चा क्या पढ़ा रहा है, ये भी हम देख रहे हैं और हम भी खुद इतने डेवलप हो रहे हैं कि हम भी इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग करना अभी स्टार्ट किया है और हमें आने लगी है। ये ये हमें पेरेंट क्लास से फ़ायदा होगा। और पीटीएम जो हर मंथली होता है पेरेंट्स के साथ, ना कि वो सिर्फ बच्चे के रिलेटेड नहीं होता है, तो हमारे खुद के लिए, पेरेंट्स के खुद के लिए होता है। जैसे कि फाइनेंस लिटरेसी, आप सेविंग कैसे करें, अपने फैमिली में पैसे कैसे बचा के रखें, हेल्थ एंड न्यूट्रिशन, जो घर में कम खर्चों में आप अपने बच्चों को और अपने फैमिली को कैसे हेल्दी खाना बनाकर आप हेल्दी रहे। और साइबर सेफ्टी, आप मोबाइल का यूज़ कर रहे हैं तो आप मोबाइल में कैसे यूज़ करना चाहिए, ये पीटीएम में सिखाया जाता है। तीसरा सी लर्निंग, तो सी लर्निंग में हमें जो हम मिडल क्लास लोग कम्युनिटी में आते हैं तो हमारा स्ट्रेस भी ज़्यादा होता है। तो हमारा स्ट्रेस, खुद का स्ट्रेस कैसे मैनेज करें, क्योंकि हमारा स्ट्रेस का असर हमारे बच्चे पे हो सकता है। तो हमें इस स्ट्रेस कैसे मैनेज करें, इसका कुछ स्टेप्स स्कूल बताते हैं और वैसे ही हमारे बच्चों को भी बताते हैं स्कूल में। यानी कि दोनों तरफ से होता है कि बच्चा भी कभी गुस्सा हो तो हम उसको याद दिलाते हैं और हम भी कभी गुस्सा हो तो हमारे बच्चे हमें याद दिलाते हैं कि आपको ये स्कूल ने सिखाया है, ये टेक्निक यूज़ करनी है। अ, ये टेक्निक यूज़ करनी है। और कुछ वुमन एम्पावरमेंट, पेरेंट्स के लिए कुछ कंपटीशन होती है, जैसे कि हेल्थ एंड न्यूट्रिशन के लिए पाक कला स्पर्धा होती है, रंगोली मेकिंग होती है। उसमें हम खुद जाके पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं। जो हमारे अंदर जो हिडन टैलेंट है, वो भी हमें पता चलता है। और जब भी हमने कभी भी स्कूल में कभी जाके स्टेज पे परफॉर्मेंस नहीं किया था, वो हमने पूरे लाइफ में मिस कर दिया था। तो हमें ये प्लेटफ़ॉर्म यह मिलता है स्कूल में। इससे हमारे स्कूल के साथ भी कोलैबोरेशन बढ़ता है और जब हम परफ़ॉर्म करते हैं तो हमारे बच्चे देखते हैं, हमारे मम्मी-पापा ऐसे करते हैं तो वो भी मोटिव हो जाते हैं हमें देख के। और एसएमसी सहयोग टीम में भी हम काम करते हैं। तो उस टीम में हम काम करते हैं तो हमारे लिए भी कुछ सेशंस होते हैं कि लीडरशिप कैसे बिल्ड करें, अपनी टीम को कैसे हैंडल करें, अपना नज़रिया पॉजिटिव कैसे बनाएँ, तो वो हमें बहुत ही यूज़फुल होते हैं। इससे हम तो डेवलप हो रहे हैं, हमारे बच्चों का तो होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, उसके साथ हमारा भी हो रहा है। और हमें देख के अदर्स कम्युनिटी में जो हमारे बच्चों को देखकर अदर्स बच्चे डेवलप हो रहे हैं, हमें देखकर अदर्स पेरेंट्स भी हमें देखकर डेवलप हो रहे हैं। यानी कि हमारा होल कम्युनिटी डेवलप हो रहा है इसके वजह से कोलैबोरेशन के द्वारा। थैंक यू दीदी।
So, thanks for sharing, Deepika Didi. What you mentioned was that earlier education was not the priority for parents, and earning the basic livelihood was the priority, and that's why you were not able to give quality time to your children. And then later on, through the sessions that the school took, you were able to manage your time. You were able to spend that quality time with children. And you also mentioned that parent class is a practice which has helped you to grow as an educator. You are able to teach your child at home using the resources at home, and that has also helped you yourself. Um, that has also helped you yourself to improve your own skills like spoken English skill or written English skill. That has helped you. You also mentioned that in parent meetings, such topics are taken, like financial literacy related topics or learning related topics, where the parents are taught to manage their own emotions and manage their savings. So these topics have been really helpful to the parents. So it has become like a whole family approach and not just thinking about the child and the child studies. You also mentioned about, like, there are certain platforms that the school has created, like parents are participating in different events at the school, like a master chef competition or rangoli making. So these platforms are giving you opportunities to bring out the hidden talent that parents have in them. Yeah. And you also mentioned about the SMC group and the Sahyog group. So school management committee and Sahyog group, they are definitely working closely with the school, but also through their initiatives and their whatever help they are giving to the parents, it's reaching to the larger community also. It's not just limited to the school and the students of the school. So these are the points that you shared, and this is how the collaboration has helped different stakeholders, not only in the school but has reached the larger community also. So thank you so much for sharing that, Deepika Didi. What we would like to know is that why do you think it is important to be consistent and also celebrate from time to time?
यस दीदी, थैंक यू दीदी। जो भी स्कूल हमारे साथ काम करती है पहले से, वो अभी भी चालू है। उसमें कभी भी ब्रेक नहीं हो जाता कि पहले चालू किया था और अभी चालू नहीं, ऐसा कभी भी नहीं होता है। ये मैं एक बताना चाहती हूँ आपको, गोल सेटिंग। गोल सेटिंग बच्चों के जून महीने में शुरू की जाती है कि पिछले साल में बच्चों में कहाँ तक प्रोग्रेस की है और आप अभी जून में बच्चा कहाँ है और नेक्स्ट ईयर जून तक बच्चा कहाँ जाना चाहिए। ये पेरेंट्स के साथ, पेरेंट्स, टीचर और स्टूडेंट, ये तीनों बैठ के दीदी बताती है हमें टीचर कि आपका बच्चा यहाँ तक आया है और नेक्स्ट ईयर तक आपको बच्चों को यहाँ तक सपोर्ट करना है। इसके लिए हम हर 2 मंथ में हम दीदी भैया से मिलते हैं। हर 2 मंथ में हमें बच्चा की प्रोग्रेस चलती है और कुछ कम है तो उस पे काम करने के भी बोला जाता है। यानी कि एक कुछ भी जैसे पेरेंट क्लास, पेरेंट्स मीटिंग, गोल सेटिंग, इसमें कभी भी ब्रेक नहीं हो जाता है। उसमें कंटिन्यूअसली वो चालू रहता है। और एप्रिसिएशन में मैं बात करना चाहती हूँ कि हमारे बच्चों का एप्रिसिएशन क्लासरूम में हो जाता है। कुछ भी अच्छा चीज़ करता है तो उसे हर बार-बार एप्रिसिएशन हो जाता है और हम पेरेंट्स का भी एप्रिसिएशन, पेरेंट मीटिंग या कुछ बड़ा प्रोग्राम हो उसमें भी एप्रिसिएशन हो जाता है और सहयोग एसएमसी टीम का भी एप्रिसिएशन हो जाता है। इस एप्रिसिएशन से हमें मोटिवेशन मिलता है। जो भी हम काम करते हैं इसके हमें कौतुक होता है तो हमें और भी ज़्यादा काम करने की उम्मीद उससे मिलती है। एप्रिसिएशन के द्वारा हमारे बच्चे भी हमें देखकर खुश हो जाते हैं कि हमारे मम्मी-पापा इतना अच्छा काम करती है और हम भी खुश हो जाते हैं कि हमारे बच्चे को एप्रिसिएशन हो जाता है। इसमें कभी भी ब्रेक नहीं हो जाता है। ये कंटिन्यूअसली चलता रहता है। उम और सेलिब्रेशन के बारे में, सेलिब्रेशन भी होता है हमारे स्कूल में। हर एक इवेंट का सेलिब्रेशन होता है। हमारे त्योहार सेलिब्रेट किए जाते हैं, उसमें हम हमें भी एज़ अ पार्टनर मान के शामिल किया जाता है। सेलिब्रेशन भी बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हमारा हम रिफ्रेश होने के लिए हमारा बच्चा हमारे जो फैमिली प्रॉब्लम है उसे भूल के हम हमारे बच्चे के साथ क्वालिटी टाइम दे रहे हैं और हमारा इस सेलिब्रेशन से, एप्रिसिएशंस में से हमारा नज़रिया बदल रहा है, हमारी पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग हो रही है, लीडरशिप बिल्ड हो रही है, उसके बहुत ज़्यादा फ़ायदे हम लोगों को मिल रहे हैं। थैंक यू दीदी।
Yeah, thank you, Deepika Didi. What you shared was like all the practices that are at the school right from year one. The school is very consistent in all those practices, and we have been following all those practices regularly. And not just following the practices, but also regularly reflecting on these practices. Like, are we on track with the goals through these practices? Where is the breakdown happening? And how do we problem solve if at all there is a breakdown happening? So it's this consistency of having the practices in the school, meeting quite often with different groups, giving a one-on-one time sometimes, maybe the school leader sometimes gives one-on-one conversation time. Sometimes the SMC group and the Sahyog group, they do follow-ups through phone calls or through home visits. So these all practices definitely keep the consistency of all the other practices up. And one important factor which you mentioned was also through these meetings, there is this problem solving that happens, and the approach is always to solve the problems and again come back to the holistic development of the child through all the stakeholders. Uh, you also mentioned that celebrating the achievements, the small victories of all the stakeholders is equally important. The school has been appreciating the students, the teacher staff, the parents, SMC and Sahyog group in different ways, like be it a mention of parents in the parent meeting, or giving certificates to a few parents for volunteering, or be it felicitating a student for a bravery act that the child has done. So the school has been celebrating all these small victories from time to time, and this has helped everyone stay motivated. And you also mentioned that the events that at the school are also in an addition to the celebration. It's a way of acknowledging the work, the efforts every person is trying to put in. So thank you so much for sharing, Deepika Didi. We have one more last question, and we'll come back to our speaker two for today, Nikhil Bhaiya. And we would like to know more about what do you aim to achieve through being a multiplier?
Yeah. As a multiplier, we aim to spread our best practices to gather larger community so that other children and families also benefit from our programs and initiatives. This will help to build a conducive learning uh, conducive learning environment for the holistic development for our children. We take career guidance and puberty sessions for other school students. We have also started be a multiplier for better impact. Our children come from low income communities. They are first generation learner. The environment in and around their houses is not conducive to the learning, and so it is important to spread our impact outside our school and our parents to the larger community. We collaborate with other schools, NGOs, grocers, doctors, uh, government preschools, Anganwadis, uh, government officials, and political and religious leaders in the community so that they together support the overall well-being of the child. We also started playgroup cluster and opened up events like medical checkups and master chef to the larger community so that they together create a positive impact on the children. We would want to the other parents in the community to witness the impact created by our practices and replicate the same some further children's like understanding the importance of supporting the child for socio emotional well-being, and also being an educator for the child. Zooming out, one of the reasons for applying the world best school prizes was also the spread our best practices at the global level. Our organization, the Akanksha Foundation, has also been tying up with the local government for the capacity building for principals and teachers in our government schools. The aim here is to act as a multiplier to principal has been guiding the government principal through this initiative. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, because that is so important. Our children come from low income communities. The parents are mainly daily wage earners, and just to spread this ripple effect definitely makes sense to make a more suitable environment for our children in the community. Thank you so much for sharing. With that, we move to a few evidences that the school has put together for all that they have shared so far. So we can quickly look at few of these evidences. Like, the focus has always been on the goals, and the approach has been child-centered approach. Um, There are practices like parent class, where parents are helped to become educators. Parent teacher student meetings, like working together with the child, and home visits are also one of the important practices. These two groups are really the very impactful groups in the school management committee, and the Sahyog group, which is a voluntary group of parents that works with the school. um, as discussed earlier, it's a very important thing to have that belief and identify the strengths and build capacity of different stakeholders. So this has been happening continuously at the school, and this has shown impact on the student learning, where the child sees the parent working along with the child in the school. They know that all the stakeholders are on the same page, and then the children are more engaged and invested in the learning at school and even at home. Yeah. And as discussed that at different points of time, it is important to celebrate the small victories of all stakeholders, even that the school has been doing, and spreading the ripple effect to the other schools and the larger community is something that the school has aimed and has not just stopped at the school and the school parents. I will summarize the 5 steps that I would recommend. Any school who wants to replicate our model can definitely take these 5 steps. First is having that strong belief that every stakeholder has some strength and they can contribute that strength to the holistic development of children. And with that belief, then moving ahead to collaborate with the stakeholders and creating those opportunities of collaboration. That is one important step, the first step. Once we have this belief in place and the readiness is there to collaborate, it is important to identify the strengths of all these stakeholders, and then just not stopping at identifying the strengths, but building the capacity of all the stakeholders by taking different sessions at the school, so that we hone their skills and we get them ready to integrate into the practices at the school and initiatives at the school. So with that, the next step says that yes, we put down, reimagine the structures at the school by including all the stakeholders, by bringing that inclusion, and then again reimagining the structures at school and reflecting on the programs, initiatives that we have in school, regularly reflecting on those, keeping a track of the goals, making any changes required, taking open forum from parents, taking feedback from them, incorporating them into the practices. So that brings in a lot of ownership, and problem solving approach also comes through this reflection process. So that's a very important step. After that, it's important to consistently have these practices in school, so that we see the impact. Otherwise, without consistency, we won't be able to see the impact. So being consistent is very, very important in the practices, in the reflections, and also in the celebrations. As I said, celebrating those small victories of all the stakeholders is equally important to keep everyone motivated and to see their own achievements and how they are walking on the path of achieving the goals. So, last but not the least, trying to step out of the comfort zone and trying to reach out to more and more such children or parents in the community, collaborating with different stakeholders, I would say, like the grocers, the doctors, the government officials in the community, so that the impact of our practices spreads to the larger community. So not stopping at just the school level. That is definitely going to see uh, that value building in our students, that yes, we can give back to the society in some or the other way. So that's how we would want to summarize the 5 steps. And I think it's time to take a few questions. So we'll just take a few seconds to look at any questions that we have. Okay. So, Priyanka Didi, I would like to ask you whether you faced any major challenges while bringing these practices into the school. Were there any challenges that the school faced?
Yes, there were few challenges when it came to introducing any kind of practices, as I mentioned earlier. Although we had taken support from different committee members, but then to build that awareness or might be introducing any practice and making all the parents believing in the steps that we are taking as a school was sometimes a challenge because as the parents they are coming from low income community might be making them believe that the steps that the school is taking is for the betterment of the child, it is for making the learning more easy, accessible. It took little bit of time. That was the challenge, that we had to spend a little bit more time, but it's not that the challenge was in the acceptance, but it was with respect to time, so that we could reach out to all the parents. Might be few parents not having a mobile phone, or it was difficult for to reach out to them. It had taken quite a lot of time to reach out to them. So this kind of challenges we did faced, so that we could achieve 100% of success. But then with the help of different parents, the groups that we have, the committees that we have, and different follow-up systems that we have at school, we were able to solve these problems and solve the challenge. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing, Priyanka Didi. Deepika Didi, we would like to ask you, uh, has the expectation from school increased now from the parent side? क्या parents को भी लगता है कि ज्यादा expectations मतलब स्कूल से वो ज्यादा चीजें अभी एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं क्या कि अभी इस ग्लोबल प्लेटफॉर्म पे है, सो क्या अपेक्षाएं बढ़ गई है पेरेंट्स की, क्या लगता है आपको?
यस दीदी, पेरेंट्स की जो भी हमारे बच्चों को मिलता है वो तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा मिल रहा है हमारे बच्चों से पहले से ही। और अभी भी हमारा नज़रिया कि हमारी स्कूल अभी इतनी ग्लोबल स्टेज में जा रही, तो हम भी हमारे बच्चों को वैसे ही देखने लगे। हम भी ज़्यादा काम हमारे बच्चों के साथ करेंगे और स्कूल से भी ज़्यादा उम्मीद रखेंगे कि और ज़्यादा, अभी तो दे रही तो वो तो बहुत ही दे रही, लेकिन उससे भी ज़्यादा कुछ हमारे बच्चों को देंगी तो और भी अच्छा लगेगा। थैंक यू दीदी।
So, yeah, so you shared that definitely the expectations are high now from the school after coming on the global platform. Yeah, that is clearly understood, and the school will definitely try to do the best over here. Nikhil Bhaiya, this is the last question we'll take. Do you see the approach changing from the government's side? In supporting the school, or do you see any change there?
यस दीदी। अभी जो जैसे हमारा काम अच्छा बढ़ रहा है, इसके कारण गवर्नमेंट का भी अप्रोच थोड़ा-सा चेंज हो गया है। उनको भी लग रहा है कि गवर्नमेंट के स्कूलों में भी इतना अच्छा कुछ हो रहा है, जो कि गवर्नमेंट की स्कूल एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे अभी काम कर रही है और इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे उनका नाम हो रहा है। तो ये चेंजेस होना भी बहुत ज़रूरी है और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हर एक के पास ये क्षमता होती है, हमें सिर्फ़ वो बाहर लाने की ज़रूरत करनी पड़ती है। या थैंक यू।
Thanks for sharing. You shared that definitely now the perspective or the approach of government is different because the school has believed in what they have done so far, whatever best practices they had in school so far, and the school has taken it to the global platform, and this is what has strengthened the belief of the government officials also that yes, government schools can also do better. So thanks for that, Nikhil Bhaiya. Um, with that, we come towards the end of the panel discussion, but definitely a few things I would like to request. We would definitely request all the Akanksha teachers to join the community app, and in fact, all the attendees present here do. Join the T4 Communities app, and yeah, with that, I would like to thank all the panelists, all the attendees, definitely T4, Akanksha Foundation, our school team, and the community. So, thank you so much, everyone. With that, we close the panel discussion. Thank you.